All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started, class. Now, so Mary, you might not have got my email because you probably just got on the registration here lately. And I sent it this morning too because I've not been very good about sending emails to the online participants the last 2 days. But I would like us to grab a broomstick for the warm up today. I have my PVC pipe right here, my item that resembles the broomstick, okay? And we're just gonna go through our wrist and forearm mobility, all right? And that's, again, something that we don't do very often, but I like to sneak it in every once in a while to our online class, all right? So what I'm gonna have us do is, once we have hopefully gotten our broomstick, I am going to have us grab it in the center of the pipe, okay, or the broomstick there. And we're going to go through our supination, right, palm up to the ceiling, and pronation, palm back down to the ceiling, all right? And what I'm going to have us do, we're going to go for about 30 seconds on each arm. Keep in mind, if you start to get tired from holding this out in front of you at shoulder height, we can always bend our elbow and kind of let our shoulder rest. Just don't hit yourself with the pipe, all right? Be careful if you're going to do that, okay? So let's go for 30 seconds here. We're going to get started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Turn the palm up, turn the palm down. Remember, the momentum from each end of the stick is going to kind of increase as you twist the pipe, as you twist your forearm. And that momentum is going to help push your forearm and your wrist past a certain range of motion that you might not be able to achieve on your own. Okay, or to a certain range of motion that you might not be able to achieve on your own. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Let's switch sides. All right, 30 more seconds here. Go ahead. Very nice. Keep in mind, class, if your wrist or forearm begin to ache from doing this, try to probably not twist it as fast, right? The faster we twist, the more momentum that pipe gets or the broomstick gets, and it's really gonna push our forearm through that range of motion. So kind of dial it back a little bit if you feel an ache in your forearm or your wrist. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now, the other range of motion that we don't talk about very often with the wrist is gonna be our ulnar and radial deviation, okay? It's like giving somebody a handshake, okay, right? You give somebody a handshake, but now we just got the wrist action going, okay? So I have my pipe, I'm holding it in the center. Again, I have each end of the stick. I'm gonna allow them to get some momentum, and we're gonna turn each end. So it's like I'm trying to drive my pinky into the floor and then drive my thumb up to the ceiling, okay? And again, be careful. Don't want to hit yourself with the pipe. We'll go 30 seconds on each side in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. There we go. I'm holding this out to shoulder height right now. As my shoulder gets tired, I can certainly bend my elbow. Just as long as I don't hit myself in the face with the pipe or the broomstick, right? That wouldn't be good. 10 seconds left, and then we'll switch sides. Allow the ends of the pipe or the broomstick to kind of push your wrist through that range of motion. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Let's switch sides, all right? Same thing on the other side. Ready? Go ahead. There we go. Gotta make sure that my watch is slid down a little bit or else this one gets kind of uncomfortable. About 15 more seconds, class, and then we're gonna move on. Very good. You wanna keep that breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, as always. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now from there, class, I want to move on from the wrist and forearms to the shoulders, okay? And this one's gonna be our assisted back scratch. So obviously, you remember our back scratch test. I'm bringing the right arm up and the left arm down, but now we have the pipe that's gonna help us out, okay? I'm gonna get a little closer to the camera and tilt it up. There we go. So I'm gonna turn my back to you all, and I've got the PVC pipe here. You see I have my right hand supporting it up top, left hand on the bottom. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up with my right hand. That's gonna get my left arm to come up through a range of motion I might not be able to get on my own. And then pull the right hand down to again do the same thing on the other side, okay? So we'll go for about 20 seconds on each side. I'll try my best to keep track of the time while also demonstrating this movement, okay? So start off, get that pipe around the back. You can grab a little higher if you need to, if it really makes it easier on your shoulders. We'll go for 20 seconds with the right arm up, 20 seconds with the left arm up, all right? Go ahead. Pull the right arm down, pull the left arm up. Get a nice stretch. Think about your behind the back passes here too, class, from past sessions. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now, switch sides. I'll give us a second or two to get situated here, okay? I got my left hand up on the broomstick, right hand down, and I'm gonna pull each hand back and forth in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Oops. There we go. I hit the stop button on my stopwatch by accident, holding too many things. There we go. Going to a point of mild discomfort, never pain. Couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Okay, so now we already know in the cool down later on, we're gonna do that back scratch test and complement the assisted back scratch that we did today, all right? So I'm gonna hold on to my pipe. I wanna go into our broomstick shoveling, okay? So the movement for that one is gonna really mimic what we're doing later on in the workout. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold on to my pipe. If I wanna shovel from left to right, I wanna have my left hand grab the pipe with the palm down. My right hand is gonna grab the pipe with the palm up. Okay, so we're imagining we're shoveling some snow in front of us and we are throwing it up over our shoulder, okay? The up and over the shoulder part, that's our rotation, okay? We're gonna get the belly button to follow the stick as we go, all right? So we're gonna go for 20 seconds shoveling the snow over our right shoulder, and then we'll go for 20 seconds shoveling the snow over the left shoulder. All right, so probably some of us don't want to think about snow right now, all right, but it's coming, so we got to be ready. So let's get set athletically. We're going to go 20 seconds here on each side in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Shovel that snow. Get that good rotation. Belly button follows the stick. Nice fluid motion there. Fluid motion, just go start to finish. Just imagine that we're getting all the snow as we come through the bottom of the range of motion there, right there. There we go. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. A little longer than 20, but that's okay. Now, to do the other side, I'm gonna get my left hand with the palm up on the pipe. Right hand grabs the pipe with the palm down. All right, we'll go get the other side here. All right, get set athletically. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Just got to make sure not to push the stop button again. Belly button follows the pipe over and back. Get that snow over the shoulder. Make those core muscles work, get that good rotation. Checking my time. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Okay, I've got 2 more exercises for us here. This broomstick warm-up is a little bit of a longer one, but that's okay. We're gonna go into our alternating steps with the anterior raise, okay? Now, as we step forward, I want you to keep in mind that in this exercise, we are initiating the step with our own brain here, okay? Unlike the catch step, when we let gravity initiate our forward step, okay? This time I want you to consciously get a step forward, and we're gonna raise the pipe up and over our head, or at least as high as you're comfortable, and step back in. We'll alternate feet, lift the pipe over the head, and back, okay? I'd like to do that one for 30 seconds, and I would also like us to focus on getting a nice, large step, all right? So we're working off of what the catch step does for us, right? We're working on getting functionally longer. Let's see that progress here with this exercise, okay? So we're gonna go for 30 seconds here in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Get the nice step. Keep the knee over the toe. I'll turn to a frontal view, right? You don't want your knee to cave in toward the inside. You want to keep shoving the outside of your knee to the walls on either side of you. Your brain is initiating this step. Checking my time. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now the last one I have for us, class, we do not need the pipe for. So I'm going to put this back here in my little railing there, and I'm going to grab my chair, or I can find a wall. This is going to be our lateral leg swings, okay? Because remember, it's Wednesday. Wednesday is frontal plane day, okay? So lateral leg swings, I'm going to make sure that my swing leg is crossing my plant leg, and hopefully you can see my toes there, right? This is my right leg. As I bring my right leg across my body to the left, I'm pointing my toes to the left, okay? As I swing back out to the right, I'm pointing my toes back out to the right, okay? You want your toes to direct the direction of your swing, okay? Now, lastly, make sure that you're swinging far enough to get a good stretch, but you're not swinging so far that you start to let your torso get out of control, okay? We'll go for 30 seconds on each leg. Find that wall or chair. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Direct the swing with the toe. That's really gonna help get a nice inner thigh and groin stretch, which is also good for the upcoming workout. It's also going to help us get some ankle mobility. Very important that we get that ankle mobility here. A couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Shake out that plant leg a little bit if you need to. All right? And let's switch legs. We're going to get started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Very nice. Keep that breathing into the nose and out to the mouth. About 10 seconds left here, class. Keep that torso under control. Feel that plant leg doing some work in there too. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. So, moving on from there, class, we're going to go into our balance work, okay? That transition between the warm-up and the workout. So, if you remember, okay, from previous sessions, we have our wide stance, narrow stance, staggered stance, tandem stance, okay? And the two motions that we're doing with that is either the 12-inch finger focus, or we can also work on the moving the head up and down, okay? That's the new one from Monday, okay? So we're gonna go with 4 sets of 20 seconds. If you're going staggered or tandem, feel free to switch feet in between sets, all right? So again, find your chair or your wall. I'm gonna go with the 12-inch finger focus from the narrow stance, all right? We're gonna go for 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Whichever option you're using, class, make sure you have that chair or wall there. If you're going with the 12-inch finger focus, just stay focused on that finger, right? Restrict your vision, make your other balance systems do the work. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. From here, class, set number 2, I'm gonna go with the narrow stance, all right? And I'm once again gonna go with the 12-inch finger. If you're going with the 12-inch finger focus, feel free to switch which arm you use, all right? Just in case your shoulder starts to get kind of tired from holding the finger up there in front of your face, right? So let's go 20 more seconds here. Pick a stance that's comfortable, all right? We're gonna get started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Remember, I'm just focusing on my stopwatch here so I can keep track of the time. Try to stay stable as best you can. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very nice. All right. So remember, if you're going with staggered or tandem, feel free to keep switching your feet. I'm actually going to go with a staggered stance, and I'm going to do the moving the head up and down for this one. All right. You continue to do whichever of these options is best for you. Okay. So we're going to get started for 20 more seconds in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Push your neck through a full range of motion. If you're doing the head up and down, full range of motion there. But remember, you're going to a point of mild discomfort. So it's the fullest range of motion that you can comfortably achieve. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. For the last one here, class, I'm going tandem. All right? And I'll do the head up and down one more time. Okay? Last set in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. I can definitely feel my legs wobbling in this one. Tandem stance with the head up and down. That's the farthest progression we have so far. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. So that's it for our balance. Now, we're going to go into our power sets, okay? So our power set, if you remember me talking about this from previous classes, I want to have a rotation where we do the same power sets on different days, okay? So our Wednesday power exercises, as you see here, we're going to have the pillow slam, 2 sets of 8, and then we're going to have the forward-backward leg swings with the freeze, okay? 2 sets of 30 seconds on each side, okay? Just remember, I have my chair here. I can slam my pillow onto the chair and then make it so I don't have to pick it up off the ground, or I can throw it on the ground and then work on my deadlift to pick it back up in between reps, okay? So I'm gonna do the first set of pillow slams into the chair to kind of demonstrate that. I'll do the second set of pillow slams with a frontal view, slamming it onto the floor, okay? And then I'll use my chair for the forward-backward leg swings in between, all right? So find that pillow here. All right, any pillow works as long as it's maybe not like a bouncy donut like this thing is, right? That thing's gonna bounce all over the place. So we'll get our first set of 8. Remember, we're finding an athletic position. Pillow is held down by the knees, almost like we're gonna row the pillow, okay? I'm gonna come on my toes, and I'm going to slam it down, all right? If it falls off the chair, all right, there's not a whole heck of a lot I can do about that. Just do your best to keep it on the chair when you slam it, all right? We'll call that number 1, okay? Let's get number 2. Ready? Coming up. Slam it down. That's 2. Go at your own pace here. That's 3. Get that nice loud slam. 4. Halfway through. 5. Uh-oh. 3 more. 6. 7. Last one. 8. Nice job, class. That's 1 set down. I'm going to put this back on here for now. Those railings are nice equipment holders. So, to the chair now, or the wall. We've got our forward, backward leg swings. 30 seconds on each side. And remember, we're getting the nice freeze. We're going to hold the freeze for about 1 or 2 seconds. Okay? We're going to get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Make sure that you're getting as much on the back part of the swing as you are on the forward part of the swing. Freeze. Go. Nice job. Freeze. Go. Freeze. And relax. Very good. Now let's switch legs. I'm going to do a side view for this set. I'm also going to make sure that I don't step on my dumbbells. That would be bad. Okay? Let's knock out this last set. Ready? Go ahead. Freeze. Go. Emphasizing the back part of the swing here, class. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Go. Freeze. And relax. Very good. All right. Now, last set of the pillow slams. Remember, we're only doing 2 sets of these power exercises. We're going to go into now the slam, or I'm going to go into the slam on the floor. Okay? So just remember, when you go to pick up that pillow, shoving the knees out, just like we're picking up the laundry basket from the floor, right? We're going to pick up that pillow and come right back to our athletic position for the next slam. Okay? If you want to keep slamming it into the chair, that's perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and get started. Last set of 8. Ready? Go ahead. A nice loud slam. The sound of the slam is indicative of your power. That's 2. That's 3. Pick it up with that deadlift form. That's 4. Halfway through. That's 5. That's 6. 2 more. That's 7. Last one. That's 8. I don't know about you all, class, but I get a little winded from that one. I got to catch my breath after I do that one. But let's go into our last set now of the leg swings, and then we'll start our resistance training, okay? Let me stop my stopwatch here. We're going to go into I'm going to do my right leg first for 30 more seconds. Find that chair or wall. We're going to get started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Keep that torso nice and firm, stable over the plant leg. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Go. Freeze. And relax. Very good. I'm trying my best to be as unpredictable as possible, right? Because we cannot predict when we're going to lose our balance out in the real world, okay? So just keep that in mind. I'm trying to be erratic. Hopefully I'm catching you off guard, right? And that you're able to keep yourself stable there. So 30 more seconds here. Ready? Let's go ahead. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Relax. Very good. I try to end every one of those sets in the relaxed pose. I think it's easier, or in the frozen pose, and then just relax from that. I think it's a little easier than giving the countdown on that one. So grab a sip of water if you need to, class. Catch your breath if you need to. I certainly did after the pillow slams. And we're going to go into our first resistance training set. And remember, it's Wednesday, so that means we're doing our frontal plane work. Our first exercise is going to come from the chair, okay? And we have two options here. It's going to be our outward knee press. You have the option of using your resistance band for that. If you have a straight line band like I do, you're going to want to loop it up like this and step through. And then you're going to want to hold it in place so that it doesn't come apart as you press out, okay? You can also use just your hands if you want to. You'll get a little bit of extra shoulder and arm work that way, but you're trying to also work primarily the muscles on the outsides of the hip and the glutes and the thighs, okay? Now, the exercise that we can do instead of that one is going to be our lateral leg raises, okay? So I have my chair or my wall here for support. I'm going to keep my torso stable over my plant leg, and I'm going to kick out and back in, okay? Remember, I'm not crossing the plant leg here. I'm just having the swing leg come back to meet it, okay? And if I turn from a side view, I also need to remember that it's not just straight out. We're going out and back, and I'm pointing my toes toward the camera right there because I'm pointing my toes in the direction of my raise, just like we talked about on the swing, right? You want the toes to direct where that leg is going, all right? Now, for the set and rep count, if you're doing the outward knee presses, I want you to go 20 reps, or do 20 reps, okay? 20 reps total. Those of us on the lateral leg raise, we're gonna do 10 on the right and 10 on the left. That's gonna be 20 total to match the 20 of those of us using the outward knee press today, all right? The exercise that I wanna pair with that is one that we haven't done since the first week, and that's gonna be our sword pulls, okay? Now, here's where I'm gonna talk about heavyweight versus lightweight again, okay? I want us to use our heavier weights for this one, okay? Because I'm taking these sets and reps and I'm bringing them down, okay? Instead of 2 sets of 10, like we used to do all the time, we're doing 2 sets of 6, all right? That's on each side. So we'll get a set of 6 from this athletic position. Hips and knees are bent. I've got my heavy weights here, and I'm gonna start with them at my hip pocket, okay? Belly button's rotated, shoulder is dipped. I'm gonna pull my sword from its sheath. Just like in the broomstick shoveling, the belly button follows the heavy weight, and then it comes right back down to the start, okay? That would be 1 rep. We're gonna get 6 on each side there for 2 sets, okay? So let's go ahead. We'll start off with our outward knee presses or our lateral leg raises, okay? And as always, I'm gonna demonstrate the lateral leg raise today. So I'll give us a second or two to get situated for our outward knee presses, if that's what you wanna do. But the rest of us are gonna go with our lateral leg raise today. 10 on each side, 20 total. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming out. and back in. That's 1. Going out and back. 2, 3. Point those toes out there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9 and 10. Switch legs. Let's get these last 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Very good. Hopefully my counting was good on that set. Okay, that's 20 total on that one. So we'll go through that one more time. But first, we gotta knock out our first set of our sword pulls. Okay, so grab that heavier weight for this one. Once again, find that good athletic position. Hips and knees are bent. And I've got my quote-unquote sword in the sheath here. Okay, belly button twisted, dip the shoulder. We're gonna get 6 on each side in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming up, back down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch sides before I forget to do it. Okay, 6 more. Ready? Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. I'm glad I was able to remember the numbers to count to. All right, there's a lot of different numbers now. It's not all just 10 anymore. Okay, find that chair or that wall here, class. Let's go into our last set of the outward knee press in the chair or the lateral leg raises, all right? 10 on each side, 20 total here. We're gonna go ahead and get started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Going out and back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch legs, go right into it. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Everybody relax. Very good. I'm gonna get this chair out of the way. Let's knock out our last set of the sword pulls, all right? So once again, I've got my heavy weight. We're gonna get set athletically. I got my body position started. We're gonna go in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming out and back in. That's 1. Belly button follows the weight. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very nice. Let's switch sides and go right into it. 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. All right, that concludes our first superset here. Get a sip of water, catch your breath. I always feel like I skip the number 2 sometimes when I'm counting. I think it's because I'm already thinking about what I have to do, and in my brain, I feel like I went from 1 to 3. All right, hopefully that wasn't the case. I just am not thinking when I count the second rep every time. But here's what I need: the donut. Okay, so remember, if we're going to do the Lateral leg raises, we're always going to follow it up with a pillow squeeze, okay? Because we want to work the inside of the thigh too, just not as much as we do the outside, right? We want the outside to be a little stronger than the inside, so that way we can keep our knees aligned over our toes, excuse me, much easier, okay? So remember the new way that we do the pillow squeeze here. We're going to sit up nice and tall in the chair. That's not new, right? We're going to put the pillow or whatever you have there in between your knees. That's not new. But the way that we do this here, class, now is we're going to get that good squeeze. I'll tell you when to squeeze, right? So we'll squeeze, and then I'll count 1, 2, 3, and then relax. Remember that when I say 3, that's your cue to relax. I'll tell you to squeeze again, and we'll squeeze, and then I'll count 2, 2, 3, right? And then on 3, we relax. Remember that we go up to 5 for 2 sets, okay? That's gonna be our lower body exercise for this superset. The upper body exercise for this one, I'm sure we can probably guess, is gonna be the wood chopper, okay? That's the counterpart exercise to the sword pull. Now, I would still like you to do the heavier weight for this because it's going to be 2 sets of 6 reps, okay? Now, this is going to be a little bit more of a challenge on the shoulder, okay? Because remember, we always have to end the rep up high, okay? We start up high, belly button's twisted as always, and it's always following the weight, okay? And then we chop down, get that rotation, and then come back up. So that's 1. We don't want to cut the reps in half, especially the last one, and just get down here on that 6th rep and then just stop, okay? Because we didn't do 6 reps, we did 5.5 if we do that, okay? So remember to get that last rep up here, and then we'll get the other 6 on the other side, okay? So again, a little bit more of a challenge on the shoulder there. I think we can handle it though, okay? Let's do the pillow squeeze first. I got my little donut thing here. Okay, make sure we're sitting up nice and tall. All right, nice and tall here, big chest, pinch the shoulders. We're gonna get 5 good reps here in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Squeeze. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze. 2, 2, 3. Squeeze. 3, 2, 3. 2 more. Squeeze. 4, 2, 3. Last one. Squeeze. 5, 2, 3. Very good. Remember to make that exercise as intense as you want it to be, right? You squeeze down those legs as intensely as you prefer for that exercise for those 5 reps. All right? So I'm going to get this chair out of the way. Let's knock out those wood choppers. Let me find my heavy weights back. All right, I'm going to find my good athletic position, and my weights are going to start up top. We're going to knock out 6 on each side in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Chop. Get that rotation. Back up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch sides. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. Finishing up top on that final rep. Very good. Let's go back to our pillow squeeze. Any superset that includes the pillow squeeze tends to go by pretty quickly because, again, we focus on the inner thigh, but we shorten it, right? Because we want it to be smaller compared to what we do for the outer hip and thigh, all right? So find a good position in your chair, sit up nice and tall. We're gonna knock out 5 more reps in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Squeeze. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze. 2, 2, 3. Squeeze. 3, 2, 3. Squeeze. 4, 2, 3. Last one here. Squeeze. 5, 2, 3. Very good. Hopefully my counting was good there. All right. Now, get that thing out of the way. I'll get my chair out of the way so I don't hit it. And I'm thinking here, class, what I might do, because that broomstick warm-up takes up a lot of time, I think that we'll do this set of wood choppers, and then I think that we'll skip the third superset for today, and we'll just go into our cardio from there, all right? Because I want to make sure that we get all the cool down stretches in there too, all right? So what I'm going to do here, class, I am going to get set up. I'm going to back up a little bit. There we go. Get my weights up top. 6 more on each side. Ready? Let's go ahead. Chop low. Back up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Switch sides. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. That is it for our second resistance training superset. And yeah, I think what we'll do from here, class, we'll skip that third resistance training set, which is fine, and we're going to go into our cardio, okay? Now, keep in mind, class, the cardio, I want the cardio to have a frontal plane emphasis here too, all right? I just need to check and see. Probably a good opportunity to check attendance here too and see if anybody else popped in late, all right? So I know that we have half jacks today. I just can't remember the second one. I apologize. Okay, that makes sense. Half jack and V step today here, class. I'm gonna go back to Big Chris. There we go. Okay, so the half jack class, remember we have that 3-stage progression. So I'm gonna start off with my pure half jack. So it's literally just half my body. I've got my right arm and my right leg coming out, and then my left arm and my left leg coming out, all right? Or the next step up is to have both arms come up, no matter which leg comes out, okay? That's my favorite of the 3 steps, all right? And then the final step there, class, is going to be the full jumping jack, all right? So with that being said, we're also gonna pair that with the V step, okay? I still don't have my tape on the floor here, but we remember from past sessions, we're gonna get that good V step with starting with the 2 narrow spots here. Okay, so in my narrow stance or narrower stance, I'm gonna step out wide, wide, narrow, narrow, all right? Now, we can always alternate left foot out first, okay, for 1 rep, and then we can go right foot out first for another rep, okay? That's always something to keep in mind. Now, I'm gonna actually push you all here. I use the rungs on the wall to see how far. I think we'll do rung number 5 here from the wall for when I have to do the half jacks. So let me find my stopwatch. And we're gonna go into our half jack. Keep in mind, class, that we shortened the half jack set. So it's 3 sets of 30 seconds for the half jack, 3 sets of 45 seconds for the V step, okay? So we'll start with the half jack in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Go ahead. I'm doing the wrong one. There we go. That's the one I want to do. You do whichever option here you prefer. This one's my favorite one here. Both arms up, no matter which leg comes out. Hey, think about your lateral leg raises or your outward knee press here, right? Think about getting a nice wide step. We're making the shoulders work, and we're making the outer hip and thigh work again. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. V step. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. 45 seconds per set here, class. Go ahead. Think about how we can modify this one, right? We can alter the intensity by stepping out larger, right? Take larger steps forward and backward, all right? You can also work on getting lower, right? More bend to the hips and the knees. We can also work on stepping faster, okay? Whatever you prefer there, just find an intensity that is going to, or find a pace that's going to challenge you, but that you can maintain for the entire set. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Back to the half jack. Stepping out nice and wide here, class, right? Stay comfortable. You don't want to step out too wide and get yourself into a precarious situation, but step out wide enough to make those outer hips and thighs work. Very nice. Checking my time. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. V-step. Once again, I'm going to start this set with the left foot, right? Remember, make your brain work. You can even alternate which foot you start each rep with, right? Make your brain work a little bit on this one. Remember, class, as we begin to fatigue, focus on your breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth, as always, and keep that posture as well. All right, we got about 5 seconds here, class. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Half jack. Last time through. Very good. Get that nice wide step. Try to time it out. The arms come up as the leg goes out. Very good. One last set here, class. 3, 2, and 1. Relax and reset. Back to the V-step. All right? One more thing here, class, right? As you fatigue on the V-step, keep your posture. Big chest, pinch the shoulders. I'll do a side view, okay? I'm still doing the V-step, but we want to make sure that we're not rounding out. We want to keep that chest out, keep the shoulders pinched. About 20 more seconds, class. Keep it up. Keep that pace. You want to maintain the same pace from the beginning to the end. Very nice. I see those bodies moving in the boxes. Nice job. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Very nice job here, class. Let me untangle my stopwatch here. Get a sip of water. Catch your breath if you need to. I know that the frontal plane work isn't as long on Wednesdays as it is for Monday and Friday because I shortened the half jack. I'll go back to the gallery and you all just let me know when you are ready to go with that thumb. There we go. Awesome. See a couple thumbs there. Very good. Awesome. I think we're ready to go. So I'm going to go back to Big Chris once again. Full screen. And now, class, what I'd like to do is start off with that back scratch test that we talked about, right? So we worked on the assisted back scratch in the warm-up. We'll complement that here with the very first stretch. I'm going to go to a kneeling position, all right? So, and I'll go to the side because, again, kind of like that last set of the V-step, I like to show that side view. So I'm really emphasizing, instead of being here, emphasizing being here, right? So let's work on, I guess you can start with whichever arm you prefer going up first. If you like your left arm more, you can have that one go up, or if you like your right arm more, you can do that instead, all right? Just make sure you get both at some point, right? So I'm gonna get my right arm up and over. My left arm is gonna go down and around. 20 seconds. Go ahead. Try your best to touch those fingertips, right? If we're not touching, that's fine. It just means we have room to improve. Keep that breathing here. This is an overhead stretch. You want to focus on that breathing. 3, 2, 1, relax. Come out of that stretch with control. Very good. Let's switch sides. Same thing here, class. I'm going to get my left arm. This is not my favorite arm. All right, so I might not get as close this time, and that's completely normal. All right, so my left arm's going up and over, right arm down and around. Go ahead. Make sure you're trying your best to keep that posture. In through the nose and out through the mouth. About 5 seconds left here, class. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Come out of that with control. Awesome. I also like that back scratch test here because it really complements the shoulder aspect of the sword pulls and the wood choppers. Okay, so we're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone there on that one. All right. Now, the next stretch that I have for us here, class, is going to be a rotational one because we also want to make sure that we are complementing the core work that we did. We did a lot of twisting today, right? That broomstick shoveling, a lot of twisting in there, and then obviously the sword pulls and the wood choppers. So we did our standing torso twist stretch on Monday, I believe. And today, I'd like us to do our Hollywood stretch, okay? So with this one here, and remember, we have those 2 options for the Hollywood. So I'm in my chair. I'm going to turn about 45 degrees to one side. That exposes a corner, okay? I'm going to hold on to that corner and have it facilitate my twist. I got some cracks in my back there, all right? Or if we want to go to the floor, which is another option, we can do the more classic seated back twist, all right? Or also known as the Hollywood stretch. So I'm gonna cross my right leg over my left, okay? And then I'm going to turn into the right leg. If it's the right leg that's crossing over, you're gonna turn your belly button to the right. Right? It's like you're trying to push your belly button into the thigh there. We'll go for 30 seconds on each side. Go ahead and pick an option here and go ahead. I'll do the seated version for this first half. I will do the modified Hollywood in the chair for the second half. 10 seconds left, keep that breathing. Even though we compromise our posture here, we can still work on sitting up nice and tall. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now, switch sides here, class. Keep doing whichever one of those 2 is most appropriate for you. I'm gonna do this one here so that I'm demonstrating both, all right? So 30 more seconds, go ahead. Actually, no, I gotta twist this way. There we go. Again, trying to sit up nice and tall. Keep that breathing. I can't really breathe in through my nose right now. It's going to give me a sinus headache if I do. So I'm kind of a mouth breather right now. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. I've been having sinus headaches all week this week. If I breathe in through my nose, I just know I'm going to get a sinus headache. So I'm just going in and out through the mouth. All right. But our next stretch here, class, is going to be our groin stretch, okay? And remember, we have a seated option and we have a floor option for this one. We also have a standing option, but I think I'll do that on a different day, okay? So the seated option here, class, remember it's newer and it has a lot of moving parts to it. So we wanna make sure I wanna make sure that I am explaining it thoroughly, all right? I'm gonna scoot to the front of my chair and I'm gonna get set up almost as if I'm gonna do my hamstring stretch again, okay? but this time I'm gonna be a little wider, okay? So it's like the hamstring stretch, just wider, all right? And if I wanna stretch my right leg, okay, this is my right leg, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lengthen it out and I'm gonna bend the opposite knee, okay? That's gonna help me lean to one side, okay? That's gonna start the stretch, but we don't just wanna lean to one side, we want to also rotate. You see here, my foot comes down toward the floor there, my toes come down on that foot right there that I'm pointing to the floor, and my chest is gonna turn toward my bent leg, all right? I'm getting a nice stretch here on the inside of my groin and thigh area, okay? Now, if we don't like that option, we always have the floor option for our inner thigh and groin stretch, which if you remember is the butterfly stretch. And I completely forgot that the butterfly stretch existed last summer, all right? Which is a bummer because that's an awesome stretch. But that butterfly stretch, I'm on the floor, I'm sitting up nice and tall, and I'm just working on trying to get my knees down toward the floor, getting a nice stretch through here, okay? Now, remember, because we have a unilateral stretch in the chair, we'll do 30 seconds leaning to one side, 30 seconds leaning to the other, okay? That means that if I want these two different stretches to sync up properly, you can do the butterfly stretch for 60 seconds if you want to, all right? 60 seconds is still within the healthy range for a static stretch, all right? If you want to hold it for 60, you can, but you certainly don't have to if you don't want to. So I'm going to demonstrate the seated groin stretch here because I think that one's probably the most complicated of the two. I'm going to stretch my right leg. So I'm going to stretch this right leg out away from my body. That means my left knee is going to bend. I'm going to lean to the side and rotate here, all right? Go ahead for 30 seconds here. You want to keep that chest up. Just because we're leaning to the side and rotating doesn't mean that we can sit here with our bad posture. We got to keep the shoulders pinched, keep the chest up. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We've got 10 more seconds here before we switch. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now, I'm going to stretch my left leg. So now my left leg's going to go out away from me. My right knee is going to bend, and I'm going to lean and rotate. And when I rotate as a unit, right? So my foot, my leg, my torso is all going to rotate together. Go ahead, 30 more seconds. Hopefully we're feeling that nice stretch on the inside of the hip and thigh. I'm really stretching that left leg out there to get the stretch in this one. We've got 10 seconds left here, class, and then we have our waiting room stretch. And you know what? I'm thinking about it. I forgot a stretch. I apologize. We'll go back and do that one after this waiting room stretch. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. So, waiting room stretch here, class. We're going to do our 2 options. We have or 3 options, I should say. We have the option to cross the leg over at the ankle. We can cross over below the knee or above the knee, okay? I'm gonna get a nice lean forward with my back nice and flat, and I should do a side view a little more often for this one than I do, all right? Because that side view is really gonna help show off that posture, okay? We have to get that posture right as we go, okay? So that'll be our first option. Our second option, if you're already on the floor, is going to be our seated figure 4 stretch. So you see here, I got my knees bent. I'm keeping myself up with my arms here. I'm going to cross one leg over at the knee, and I get this stretch by sliding this foot in toward my hips, right? And then with this one here, try your best to keep your posture, right? You don't want to round out here in this position, all right? We'll get 30 seconds on each side. In 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. I'll do the seated option for the first, or the floor option for the first half. I'll do the chair option for the second half. And then we'll go back and we'll do the stretch that I forgot. My bad. 15 seconds on this one. Keep that posture if you're on the floor. Keep that breathing. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Go ahead and switch legs. Stay in the position that you are comfortable with there. If it's the chair or the floor. Oops. Go ahead. 30 more seconds. I'm just trying to keep that back flat. You don't really have to lean very far to get a good stretch here. If you're in the chair, you just want to make sure that you're not leaning forward with that rounded back. About 10 more seconds here, class. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now with this one here, class, the stretch that I forgot, I apologize about that, is going to be the standing lateral reach. Okay, and that's one that we haven't done in a while, and I put it in there for one of the exercises in our third resistance set. We didn't get to, but it also really complements the half jacks too. All right, so I'm going to get this out of the way. And that standing lateral reach is going to be where we are thinking about the clock. Okay, so right now you're looking at me from the front, but I'm going to be doing this stretch leaning toward the wall here at my side. Okay, I have my clock here. I have 12 o'clock on the top, 6 o'clock on the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach with the opposite hand up to that 12 o'clock position. All right, I don't want to be leaning forward here with bad posture. I want to stay up nice and tall. Okay, I like to do 20 seconds on each side for this one, and then we'll be done for the day. All right, so find that position. We're going to get started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Another frontal plane stretch. This is going to help out those half jacks. There we go. Keep that breathing. I know it's an overhead stretch. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now for this one, class, I'm just going to pretend that I have a wall on this side as well, and we'll do the same thing. All right, ready? Go ahead. Keep that posture nice and tall. You don't want to be leaning to the 11 or the 1, right? Lean to the 12. Get that arm directly over your head. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. That's all that I have for you for today, class. I want to thank you all for participating once again.